What on earth just happened to XRP? Because over the last 24 hours, we had a push for XRP all the way up to $2.32, which happens to coincide directly with our resistance that I've been talking about here on this channel for weeks and months now, guys. This move to the upside did push my XRP trade up above 1,000 XRP in the profit.
XRP가 24시간 동안 큰 상승이 있었는데요. 코너는 불플래그 패턴 돌파를 정확하게 맞추고 계속해서 수익을 내고 있습니다. 코너의 다음 XRP 전망 들어보겠습니다.
Now, what exactly has been going on? Well, there are SEC rumors that the Grayscale XRP ETF will be approved this week. But this is a rumor, guys. A rumor. We do not know for sure if this will happen. But this seemingly, along with some other information, XRP's Ledger EVM sidechain ecosystem going live, featuring validators, bridges, decentralized apps, oracles, and auditors and wallets, all happening here in the last 24 hours. Plus, we have had some new macro events like the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ making new highs. Just look at this, guys. NASDAQ, new all-time highs. S&P 500, new all-time highs. Why is this important? Because it shows that the market sentiment is very positive right now. The NASDAQ is closely tied to Bitcoin, which we know right now, it's not at all-time highs, but it does closely follow these indexes. So this could be showing that we could be getting a nice move coming soon. Now, nothing can be guaranteed. We don't know. There is a chance, just a little bit of a chance here, that we could have a bullish formation forming right around here that not many people are paying attention to. So I'm very excited about that. And why is this important? Because Bitcoin dictates what happens in this market at the moment. We are still in a Bitcoin season, guys, meaning that we are yet to move into an altcoin season. But the exciting time for altcoins is not down here, it's on the way up and up here. And you can see it happens. It's brief, but it has been happening, and it happened every time in the past after being in a Bitcoin season, guys. So I'm hoping that this does happen again. It might not, but I think it will, hence why I'm positioned over here. We got our XRP trade, 32% profit now, a little bit more yesterday or in the middle of the night last night. But if we do zoom in on the chart here and have a little look as to what exactly happened. So again, for the third time since really May, we had a big push up to our exact resistance. Isn't that crazy? Look how precise this resistance has been. 1, 2, and now 3 times, almost to the cent of where XRP went yesterday. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6 consecutive green days for XRP, breaking out of the bull flag we spoke about yesterday, pushing all the way up to the exact resistance that I was saying could be the resistance we need to watch. And it has turned out to be that. But what do I want to see now to keep the bullish momentum up? Well, we can have a pullback all the way down to about $2.15, retesting that resistance, and then hopefully coming up to this resistance and finally breaking through. And really what we want to see is a break of that $2.33 before we really get any amount of bullish. So for me personally, I'm already positioned in my trades, so I'm just waiting for this to play out. As you know, my bias is that I've been bullish on the market while everyone else was bearish. And I think a lot of you guys who've been watching the channel are also bullish on XRP. But the key here is just patience. XRP is a different beast. It runs differently to the rest of the market. It seems to pump and dump separately to the rest of the market. Of course, when we have big moves, the whole market goes up, it goes up a bit. The whole market goes down, it goes down a bit. But we get these big outsized gains like this one on XRP, normally after the big moves have happened. So that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the big moves to happen on Bitcoin, some big moves to happen in my other altcoins that I'm positioned in right here. And then hopefully we'll see XRP be the big outlier at some point in the alt season that I do think is coming. But remember, guys, in this period of a Bitcoin season, it always feels like fear, pain, uncertainty, like it's never going to come. But that's what I've come to normalize, right, in my crypto trading journey. So normal stuff here for me personally, and big news here. So if the XRP ETF is approved this week, which right now is just speculation, but what could this mean? Well, we have 2 examples, right? We have Bitcoin, which has done incredibly well since the ETF. But remember, we had a push to the upside when the news first broke, and then a 20 odd percent move to the downside. People like to forget about that before we went on our big run. Now, of course, we also have Ethereum. I'm not sure exactly where it got approved, but we haven't made really good progress with Ethereum. In fact, the news ETF was bullish at first, and then we've only been downwards since then, only getting steam recently. But we're seeing big players come in and talk about how Ethereum is the next Bitcoin, like we can see here from Charlie Lee. And I think this is important. Now, it might sound like he's only really referring to Ethereum. He's talking about Ethereum specifically, but Ethereum is an altcoin, right? And having these big players, right, these big institutions talking about Ethereum is only bullish for the whole entire altcoin market, of which Ethereum is one, but so is XRP. And remember, if you just zoom out onto the year, one of the big standouts is XRP still, along with SUI, along with BGB, which is an exchange token, XLM, and just a few others. Everything else has been absolutely terrible. So it's my belief that if we do get an alt season, XRP stands to do very well, not only because of a potential ETF, but also because of the bullish nature of which the president and the presidency has at the moment for US-based cryptos, and simply because we haven't seen those huge monumental gains that people are expecting. Now, I would say the 6x that we got was relatively huge given how the market has reacted. Every other coin has reacted, but like I've been saying, I think about $10 is definitely reasonable price target for XRP for myself in this. Now, it may hit that or it may go much higher, but I'll keep you guys up to date with exactly what I'm seeing in this market on here. And with that said, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.